Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports. Before I go any further, just a reminder tonight is the great debate. The great debate will involve two men, Bo Bland from Truth and Facts About Boxing YouTube channel, and also Eugene from BWTM Sports, Eastern European correspondent. So those two will be going at it. It's a real debate, the great debate, and debate is about Rigondeux versus Lomachenko. Who will prevail on December the 9th? Now, this isn't just any ordinary debate. We have a guest moderator, and we'll be firing the questions. Gail Falkenthal will be doing it. She's got great experience, radio experience, so she'll be firing the questions off to both guys. We have Mike from Pound for Pound Boxing. He'll be moderating as well, making sure things don't get out of hand. And we have guest judge all the way from Sky Sports Studios, toe to toes. Spencer Ferron will be at hand to make his final call onto whom he thinks has won the great debate. So we're really looking forward to tonight. The action begins at 11:30 UK time, 6:30. I think that's Eastern Standard Time, and 3:30 Pacific Standard Time. So there you have it. The great debate tonight here, 11:30 p.m. tonight. Tune in. I think it's going to be awesome. And I'm thanking everybody in advance that are going to be part of that event tonight. Spencer from Gail Falkenthal, Mike from Pound for Pound Boxing, Bo from Truth and Facts About Boxing, and Eugene. And if you want to know a little bit more about both guys, there's a video on the channel at the moment. Check it out. Also, check out our interview we did yesterday with Anthony Yards, trainer, Master Tunde Ajayi, a one-of-a-kind trainer. And he's a great listen and full of wisdom. And I have to say, that was one of the best interviews in the history of me doing interviews. That was one of the best, not because I think it's one of the best, but because of what I walked away from when I do an interview. For me, the best thing about an interview is not the person or the name of the individual. It's what I get from it afterwards, what I can learn from it afterwards, what can I take away and add to my own life? How have I benefited from it on a personal level? And I'm sure if I benefited from it, many other people have benefited from it too. So I just wanted to do some housekeeping. And here we go. All right. So first and foremost, this is not a prediction video. So for those of you who are thinking I'm going to do a prediction video, I'm not. And for obvious reasons, I'm not doing a prediction video, because if I were to do a prediction video, I think that would sort of like, especially with the great debate tonight, I don't think that would make much sense. But what I will do, I will call something for what it is, and I will call it before it happens, not after it happens. First and foremost, both fighters, Rigondeux and Lomachenko. I haven't even bothered looking at both of the guys for this particular fight because I wasn't going to do a preview to the fight, and this isn't a preview. You'd think Rigondeux versus Lomachenko, I would be excited about, and I'd be over the moon about it, like, yes, great. And they say, you know what? There's some ungrateful boxing fans. Well, yep, you're going to put me in that category of being an ungrateful boxing fan. But hear me out. Hear me out. And then you can tell me afterwards if I've got a case in the matter. And I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on this. Both guys are Olympic champions, but they're not just Olympic champions, not one Olympics. They both double Olympic champions with with awesome records. I think Lomachenko only lost one fight in his amateur career. Rigondeux lost 12 fights, but amassed so many wins. And you know, people talk about Rigondeux. He was knocking guys out with head guards on in the amateur days. So both guys are tremendously skilled athletes, tremendously skilled athletes. And, you know, that's the first thing. Tremendously skilled. Two of the most skilled fighters in the world today. Absolutely. In terms of skill-wise, pound for pound. I mean, when you're talking pound for pound, you're looking at skill level. There are guys in that pound for pound list that are no way as skilled as Rigondeux or Lomachenko. Absolutely. They may be smaller guys, but if you were to take their skill level and put them up the weight division, they'd be unstoppable. So both guys, when I think pound for pound, I'm thinking those guys' skill levels, what they've done as an amateur and what they're doing in the pro game, and phenomenal, both of them. So I've got credit for both guys. You're not going to hear me say anything negative about both guys. What I will be talking about negatively is the external. Nothing to do with the two guys. Actually, it's to do with the promotion. When this fight was first talked about, when people were saying, you know what would be a great matchup? Lomachenko and Rigondeux. That'd be a great matchup. People wanted it to happen. Remember when people were talking about Holyfield versus Tyson, or Tyson versus Lewis, or Hagler versus Hearns, or Bo versus Holyfield, or Lewis versus Holyfield, or you know, even Canelo versus Golovkin, or you know, fights that have come and gone that we have wanted and desired and you know begged for. We now ask for Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. Those are the fights people are talking about and wanting and desiring. Right now, this fight, the promotion has been piss poor, and boxing fans have accepted it, which is first of all a no-no. Well, the money's already in, so they don't need to promote the fight. Come on, man. No press conference, no real, you know, selling of the fight, no TV advertisements. Yeah, okay, Box Nation's done their bit because they're showing the fight, obviously. But from, you know, in terms of from a promotional standpoint, it's been a shocker, an absolute shocker. So I'm going to say a lot of things here that most of the media, some of the media won't mention, won't talk about, and will continue to sit back and allow things to happen. I won't. I'm going to mention, I'm going to speak about it, and who it offends, I don't care. At the end of the day, it is what it is. So the promotion, first of all, sucks. But that's not the thing that's not the thing that really burns me about this fight. What really burns me about this fight? What really burns me about this fight is the fact that Rigondeux is moving up two weight divisions. Well, that's greatness, you know, moving up two weight divisions to challenge somebody. I haven't got a problem with that. I do have a problem with the WBA situation. I think that stinks. The WBA should be a disgrace. But anyway, that's another situation altogether. Don't want to go into that. What really pees me off about this fight is that it's not a fair fight. What do you mean it's not a fair fight? Well, here's this. When you talk about this fight, on the real, being honest, not being a fanboy, being honest, do both guys have a fair shot at winning this fight? Do both guys have the fair crack of the whip? And the answer is no. One big fat no. Because Lomachenko can win the fight on points. He can win the fight by knockout. Okay? He can win it any way he wants to win it. Now, Rigondeux now, are you so confident as a boxing fan that if this fight goes to points, that Rigondeux will win it on points? Now, I thought there'd be a silence there. So why is that? Why is that one fighter, if he completely outboxes the other fighter, can't win it on points, but the other fighter can win it by knockout or by points? See, right there is a problem. That's a problem. And people know that going into this fight. Boxing writers know it. Commentators know it. They all know it. So would you not say the fix is in? Well, surely, if one guy's only chance and only hope is to win by knockout, that's not fair. Yeah, but this is boxing. No, that's not boxing. That's already limiting the outcome, a possible outcome for the fighter. In a very highly technically skilled fight, that's more than likely going to go 12 rounds. And if it does go 12 rounds, and you've trained 8, 10, 12 weeks in camp. This is a super fight. This is two of the best fighters in the world. These are two of the best Olympic champions ever fighting against one another in a fantasy matchup that's got poor promotion. And then when they're going to get in the ring, a guy who's moving up 2 weight divisions with the possibility of even more greatness has to win a fight by knockout. And you want me to sit back and say, well, that's boxing. No, it stinks. It's corrupt. It's not right. It's not fair. So this fight is an unfair fight. So one guy knows he has to go out there and win by knockout. He knows he has to win by knockout. The other guy knows that if I go to points, I win the fight. And why is that the case? Honestly, why is that the case? Let us examine this further. Why is that the case? And when we go further and further and further and deeper into investigating why this is the problem, boxing fans don't want to hear this. They turn their head the other way. But they will afterwards on a fight, should the fight go in a way that is not the way that people want it to go, i.e. Rigondeux were to win the fight on points, and he were to complete a complete boxing masterclass over Lomachenko. If that was the case, and I'm not suggesting he will, if that was the case, that would not be an option. And because that's not an option, then we're going to have the usual crowd on Twitter, corruption in boxing, and we get it, and then we move on to the next fight. Another super fight ruined. But this is becoming more of the norm. It's unacceptable, but it's becoming the norm because not enough people are speaking out about it. Not enough people are doing things about it. Not enough people are saying, hey, I'm not in with the bullshit no more. Give me a fair fight between two great fighters. Let me see a great fight between two great fighters. That's what I want to see. No corrupt judges. No dodgy referee that's giving one fighter advantage over another. None of that crap. No referee allowing one fighter to land low blows and the other one get away. No. One referee allowing a guy from one fighter to hold, which is advantageous to the other fight, to that same fighter. No, that's not on. One referee that as soon as a person gets hit, the referee jumps in and stops the fight. No, we don't want that. We want a fair fight in boxing. And I'm saying it before this fight. I'm saying not just for this fight, in particular this fight, because it's a super fight. In my eyes, it's a super fight. You tell me, there have been a lot less boxing matches with absolute garbage that's been promoted the hell out of and press conferences. People have half the talent than these two guys have got on their little fingers, right? And they've got huge promotion. But these two guys, no promotion, little next to nothing. Garbage, not on. So that's why I think it's an unfair fight. That's why I think the promotion stinks. And that's why I think these are the reasons why boxing is on a slippery slope. And I have to be honest, I enjoy watching UFC more and more all the time. So, this is what it is. I don't want to talk about fights that have gone past. We know what it is. We can't change that. But what do we do going forward? This is where a lot of these YouTube channels that are talking about the fight, are they talking about these subjects? Those writers within the boxing world who are so-called journalists will turn a blind eye and it will just be another fight, but they won't mention it. But they won't talk about it at the front end of things. They'll talk about it at the back end of things. That's back to front. You're not being honest with the people. You need to be honest with the people. Yeah, I do watch the old UFC from every now and then. I do tune in and watch it, and I enjoy it. I enjoy the commentary most of the time. I enjoy the commentary. I enjoy the promotions. I enjoy the graphics on the screen. I enjoy the lights for the UFC. I enjoy it. It's an event. I enjoy it. I don't enjoy boxing as much, and it's quite. I have to be honest. Most Saturday nights now, I'm either tucked in my bed or I'm on my PlayStation 4. I'm not watching boxing. And I watch the boxing on a Sunday morning because I already know what the result's going to be, or the two guys I just don't care for. So that's how it is. Sadly, That's where it is. But that's just my opinion. Let me hear what your opinion is. Why do you think that one guy's allowed to have all three options to him? Or yeah, he can win a fight by knockout. He can win a fight by points, or TKO. But the other guy can only win the fight by knockout. Love to know what your thoughts are on this and why we allow it to consistently happen, and boxing fans continue to be robbed of great fight victories over and over again. And could you imagine, just for 1 second, could you imagine what would happen if the right guy won the fight the first time round? How would that affect history, and what would that have changed? What have changed? So, fed up of, and social media is great, but the bullshit in boxing, the bullshit promoters, it's just goes on and on and on. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. Fighters and trainers talking about percentages of money. Leave that to the manager. Okay, so people in the room, Mr. Skeptical says, go on, Lomachenko. Eugene says, building a case for Loma is easy work. LOL, says Eugene. Mr. Skeptical, Loma Avengers lost like 4 times. It's crazy. Daniel Laporte says, yes. Daniel Laporte says, you didn't complain when Kovalev was robbed of 2 victories versus Ward because you're biased. This fix was in for Ward, but you kept silent. Hypocrite. Oh, dear. I will move on. Kovalev wasn't robbed. His heart was taken in the second fight. Didn't want to know. You know what? I can see what your agenda is, mate. Looking forward to your commentary, Ingram. Yeah, I'm sort of looking forward to the fight a lot. Number 11, can you do an interview with Andre Rosa? He seems to be a good trainer. Yeah, I've heard a lot about him. I've seen a lot of what he's doing, and absolutely, we'll see if we can get an interview with him. Ingram, didn't know you were a UFC fan. I am indeed. I'm growing more into the sport day by day. I think I interviewed a MMA fighter before on our channel. It's great. I was saying to my mate, boxing is lacking the promotional part. UFC YouTube channel is backed with great content. It is indeed packed. Yes. It's funny you're saying this, Ingram. I have become very despondent with boxing as well recently, and the bullshit. Yeah, you can see right through it. This generation is very much of boxing, or this era of boxing is very much primitive and caveman like, where the promoters are taking people for fools, and some of the promotions and some of the fights are just not worthy of pay-per-view. But there we go. I feel that people are picking based on racial preference. They may do, but I'm not going there because it's not what I'm picking. You have to look at things for what they are. And what can I say? You have to, you can't ignore that there are some people that are swayed by color. Some people are swayed by color, and that's their choice. But I'm not involved. I'm not interested in that. Anthony Bates says, I'm looking forward to Lemieux versus Saunders fight. Billy Joe seems to have had his head screwed on. Yes. Yeah, I'll talk very shortly on that. I will come back to the Billy Joe Saunders fight after I've done this video. But not interested in getting into any squabbles with people. I have an opinion, I'm sharing it, and I just want to hear your opinions and your thoughts on Rigondeux versus Lomachenko. And what are your thoughts on the fact that this fight could go one way or the other? Yeah, Rico Van Heeren. Yes, he's been on the channel before. Rico Van Heeren's been on the channel, and we did an interview with him just before Rico fought, before Tyson fought Klitschko, and talked about how he was sparring Tyson. So it's very interesting. Roberto Duran says Lomachenko will destroy small old Rigo. He is 1-6 for a reason. People making out it will be a great fight. Great fight. People aren't being logical. Rigo is small, old, and chinny, and Rigo wins. I listened to it, Ingram. He's a good guy. Oh, thank you. Yeah, he's a good guy. I like him. I've got a lot of time for Rico Van here, and works hard, really works hard, and produces the goods, and he's trained or has worked alongside Peter Fury, so he knows his stuff, knows his gravy. Let me see here. Right, so I think that's it. Please leave your views. Rigondeux Lomachenko. Again, this is not a prediction video. I repeat, it's not a prediction video. It's just my observation on things that I'm seeing. Promotion has been absolute shit. The fact that Lomachenko has he's got more options to win this fight, which is not good. He's going to win the fight. He should win the fight on the fact that both guys have got the option to win the fight on points. And that's my beef with it. A fight is already ruined before the guy steps in the ring. We know that one guy knows he's got to go for the knockout. And, well, we'll just have to wait and see. Don't forget to tune in tonight, 11:30 p.m. The great debate with our star judge, Spencer Ferron from Toe to Toe Boxing. I hope you're there. Tube says, yo, why doesn't Rigo have 3 options? Oh, dear. Go back to the start of the video and listen in. I gotta go. You take care. I'll be back shortly to talk James DeGale versus Traz and what's the other guy? Oh gosh. Billy Joe Saunders. And also join us at 8 p.m. tonight. 8 p.m. tonight, UK time. Abel Sanchez is back. See you at 8.